Hello, my friends, and welcome to this week's LinkedIn Live. I'm Jen Anderson, and I am on a mission to help tech leaders become the leader that everybody wants to work for. And part of that is helping you to really delve into and understand your mindset and thinking about how that ties to you being an effective leader. And so today we're talking about mindset and looking at that connected to compassion specifically. And so I have a great quote I want to share with you from Ken Poirot. I hope I'm not pronouncing his last name incorrectly, but thank you, Ken. And this is the quote. He says, "Give compassion. Every day, the average person fights epic battles never told just to survive." And when I was reading that quote, I was thinking about, oh my goodness, it's so true. Like we all have these different battles, these epic battles, if you will, right? That are going untold. And we're doing the things, right? We're getting through life. And yet people are struggling. And a lot of them are struggling in silence. And you as a leader, you might be struggling in silence about something that's going on, right? And likely, too, somebody in your team is struggling as well with these epic battles, right? Could be so many different types of things. It could be a challenge with their significant other. They could be going through a medical situation. They could be going through financial crises. They could be going through issues with their extended family and something happening with them. I mean, who knows what it is? There could be so many different things. The other day I was talking to Jackie, actually, so this was a few weeks ago. I was talking to Jackie. She's project manager on my team, and she lives in the Queens area of New York. And she was telling me about how there was all of these floods that were coming through because of Hurricane Ida. Remember the hurricane that hit in the greater New Orleans area? Well, Hurricane Ida hit there, and then it kept on going northeast and then headed right up toward the East Coast and then up into New England. And she said that I asked her, I said, how's it going with the storms and stuff out that way? And she said that they got a lot of rain. They had a tree branch that fell off of a big tree in their yard and hit their house. But she talked about how even just a couple blocks away, that there was a woman and her 3-month-old baby that had died. And I'm like, what happened? And, thinking this is nuts. And she said that basically, as these floods came in, that this woman was sleeping down in like a basement part of the house that she was in, and the water came in too fast and she couldn't get out fast enough. And her baby died. And there were 2 other people who were also in the basement, and they had gotten out, but she and the newborn did not. And I just, even just recounting this right now, it just, it's so tough, so tough. And I want you to think about how people have stuff like that are these big epic battles. Like think about the other 2 people who did get out of that basement, right? They got out alive. And so now they're dealing with, sometimes people have things called like survivor guilt. It's like, why did I survive and this other person didn't, or, whatever, those emotions that they're having. And then think about just the community and the neighbors and their extended family and everybody else, and just that impact, the stress of that happening, this very random fluke thing, right? That's why I always tell people, you never know when your ticket is going to be punched. So live a life that you are proud of today. Say your sorries, say your I love yous, say whatever it is that you need to say, so that if your ticket gets punched today, you have done what it is that you want to do here on this earthly planet. And I remember for myself when I was diagnosed with colon cancer, and that was in September of 2019, I found out because I'd had a colonoscopy, and I had it done at the age of 45. So here's my little plug for you. If you haven't had a colonoscopy done yet, get it done. Most people will wait until they're 50, just get it done. And if you want to know what it's really, just message me. I'm happy to let you know, what it is like, but it's really not nearly as bad as what people think. And So thankfully, in that colonoscopy, they found a cancer mass, and we were able to then move forward with having part of my colon removed surgically. And then I did 6 months of chemo. And in the middle of that chemo, the pandemic started. So like there's like always like big things, going on at the same time. And I remember reflecting back when I was at the clinic, done with the colonoscopy. I was in the room. This is like a recovery room it's just like when you go for any kind of procedure, right? There's like a recovery room. And I remember the nurse, his name was John. And he said to me, 2 things, Jen. These are 2 things that I know that cancer patients, when they do this, it makes a difference for them in their life. Number 1, keep your faith. And number 2, have a sense of humor. And I looked at John and I said, I can do both of those. I can absolutely be a woman of faith, and I can absolutely keep my humor. And as I was going through all of the surgery stuff and going through all of the chemo and everything, I mean, I was sick, you guys. It was rough. It was not good. Not good at all. Chemo is just horrible stuff. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, but good heavens, is really bad. So sick and so hard on our family. The time my daughter was 4 years old, and I still don't know, what the impact is on her life, but it was my husband, all the things, and then our neighbors and our extended family and all of the love and support that helped me in so many ways with my mindset. And so I encourage you to think about how important it is to get to know the people who work for you. So just like this quote from Ken, where he's talking about every day people are dealing with epic battles. They may not be going through cancer. They may not be going through the death of a loved one, okay? But it's going to feel big to them, just like stuff has felt big to you. It's absolutely a reality there, okay? So let's slow down. Let's connect. Let's shift our understanding to understand where people are coming from. And in doing that, it's going to help you in your mindset, because you might have been angry and frustrated that somebody's on your team is not getting stuff done. And it might be like, for the love, get the stupid project done. Why do you keep kicking it down the road? I'm talking about, you get these folks on your team and they're not doing things. And it's like, okay, but is there something going on? Are you digging in as a leader and asking those questions to find out what might be happening? Because sometimes people don't feel comfortable saying it. And you might think, well, that's on them. I'm an open book here. I'm happy to chat with them. I've got an open door here. Of course, I'm willing to talk to them about everything. But are you asking the questions, right? That's where I would invite you as a leader, stop and say, am I doing what I need to do to connect with them, to open that door? Am I doing what I need to do to say to them, here's some things that are going on in my life? It makes things a little bit tough for me, right? It's not that you air all your dirty laundry all the time, right? But connect with them. And that ability to be human to human and connect heart to heart, man, it can sure make a difference. It can absolutely make a difference, because it's going to help you to understand the epic battles that they're going through, and also to help them understand maybe some epic battles that you're going through as well. I was thinking about one of my clients who, by way of job title, she's a director of engineering, and she has a team of just south of 20 people. And one of the guys on her team is, as an intern, expressed to her interest in getting into a different line of work than what they do at their company. And so she said, no problem. I happen to know some people who are in that industry. She made some calls and said, hey, I've got somebody that might be interested in coming and joining your team. And then she took some information over to this guy, this intern on her team, and said, hey, here's a couple names of people that you can give them a call. And the guy just looked at her and kind of, as he collected his jaw off the desk, his jaw dropped, like, whoa, you totally did that for me? She said, of course I did that. She's very much that service mindset. And that's because she had other people who showed and expressed compassion for her when she was growing and developing in her career. And so she loves to pay that forward. And so I think it's a really good example of truly finding out who are your people, where are they wanting to go, what is it that they want to accomplish. And the more that you know about that, then the more you can absolutely tie that into what you can do as a leader, how you can make a difference. And her helping an intern getting another job didn't affect her team too much, right? Sure, there were some things that he was doing, but she was able to secure a different intern and to shift some work around. But in the end, the bigger thing here is, as a leader, she has that mindset of, let me be of service. Let me have that understanding of where people are coming from. And with that understanding, it helps her to be much more empathetic and compassionate. And that's what we're talking about today is, how can you help yourself to be more compassionate? And I think that a big part of it is just simply getting to know people, making yourself vulnerable enough in those opportunities to get to know people. And then that can have that amazing, beautiful ripple effect. So as we're wrapping up today, my question for you on this whole conversation about mindset and compassion is, when was the last time that you really noticed that somebody really did something compassionate for you? And how did that impact you? How did that shift perhaps your mindset, your thinking toward that person? Love to know more about that. Add that in the comments down below. And just remember, my friends, as you're going through all of this stuff, you really can be a powerful leader, the leader that everyone wants to work for. And a big thing on that was undoubtedly compassion. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thanks.